Welcome to the Ladies Meeting Podcast. We're a group of women that meet once a month on the last Tuesday of each month at the Sylvia Hotel in Vancouver. We get together to assist each other in personal success, share our stories, and find out more about what each other is doing to find their own personal idea of success. So each month, and sometimes every week, I try to interview our different people who are speaking at our events. One of them this week will be Judy Reiman. She is a spirited business and community builder through her leadership as the independent associate of Legal Shield. She's a meetup organizer at the Kitsilano Business Leaders and ambassador with the Vancouver Board of Trade. She helps individuals, families, business owners know their legal rights and resolve potential legal issues before they balloon into major headaches and expenses. This week at the ladies' meeting at the Sylvia Hotel on the last Tuesday of the month, Judy will be talking about her initial resistance to social media and how she now enthusiastically uses it. She uses LinkedIn and Facebook for business networking, and she'll also share with you how to detect and filter out scammers. More clear with people when they're onboarding. So maybe you can help me with some of that too.
Oh, some people just understand the nature of networking.
Yeah. I guess it's a learning process, isn't it?
Going to, I see it as building relationships. It's the modern way of, or it is the way that most people can cost effectively get to know other people that may be able to support them either emotionally, business-wise, in respect to being able to teach you various things, sharing knowledge, so it's not a simple transaction of buy or sell. It's kind of similar to joining, say, like the Rotary Club or a high prestige golf club. You don't join a golf club primarily right off the bat, say, here, I'm a lawyer, buy my services, or I'm a dressmaker, buy my services. You slowly get to know people when you get involved so that at an opportune moment, you can say, oh, by the way, I can help you with this.
Exactly.
What do you
I love the golf analogy. And I love, because of our location, I always compared, I figure it's the women's version of the Vancouver Club. I look at the Sylvia Hotel, that's in my mind. So you wouldn't go there until someone took something from you. If you are going to a high-end club, you would go and really work hard and build relationships. And I think I talked to two people today.
And being of service to people.
Amen to that. I talked to two people today who've been, and one lady who's only been once, and I said, my goal is always to get someone to meet when you come to the group, there's 20 women, but just meet one person and build that relationship and then have a one-on-one with them later and strengthen that relationship. And she's like, yeah, you wouldn't believe the business.
I love that.
Right? And then the other person who's like, no one bought from me. And it's like, oh, I don't know. It's I think that's a great analogy. I really appreciate you putting it that way.
It may just be that the right moment has not occurred. Yeah, I'll tell you a story. So I'm really into growing fig trees from little twigs from the neighborhood. And so I've got these trees, various sizes, and I'm always in a fight with my sister over the garden space. Right. With lots of sunshine, and she's got this big deck where she has all of these flower pots, and I says, oh, one of my fig trees up there, and she says, oh, no, it'll block my, and this has been going on for a couple of years, and then would you believe, just out of the blue, just absolutely out of the blue on Sunday, she said, now that we're going to be opening up some space over there, you can put your fig tree up there. And I looked at her and I went, what? Am I hearing correctly?
So you're
I have 3
job of
victories up
finding-
there. I had completely given up hope.
Yeah.
Suddenly the time was right.
Yeah.
Isn't that just awesome? And that's the same
with everything.
with going to the meetups.
Yeah, exactly. And being consistent and always showing up.
Yes.
And
letting people know what you're really interested in and what you have to share with others. And then out of the blue, sometimes it's really quick and sometimes it may take a couple of years.
Yes.
But when the stars align,
yes, well, especially with what you
it will happen.
Well, I was talking to a doctor tonight. We were talking about doing her social media, and she's an eye doctor, and she wants to work with children and parents because she can really make a big impact there. And she's going to go out and do these things, and she needs to build her mailing list because all of a sudden it might not be the right time because the parents are busy doing things, or maybe they have 2 children right now that are little, and all of a sudden maybe it's the next child that now that they know what to look for, it's the next child. But you have to stay in contact with them over the long term and build that relationship, right?
Absolutely. It's creating trust.
Yeah, and that's what I try to tell people about social media is if you're consistently on there, then people know that you're out there and they can go and check in on you, see if you're still in business. And why wouldn't you take up your real estate on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn? Even if you don't do a whole ton on it, take your space, show people that you're active and you're passionate and you're the professional that they should go to.
Oh, exactly. I fully am on the same wavelength as you.
Thank you. So you're going to be speaking tomorrow at the ladies' meeting, and we meet on the last day.
I'm so excited about it.
I see you've done a lot of practicing for public speaking as well. So, when did you first start your meetup group?
I think it was back in 2011. That's when I was on the board of directors with the Kitsilano Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
It was just even though it had been in existence for over 75 years, it was still word of mouth, the very local community-based chamber. And we only had 1.5 staff. I came across Meetup and I could see that there was such tremendous potential that wouldn't involve much of the paid staff time, that the members could actually take ownership of getting together and helping to educate each other and networking and get to know each other better on a smaller scale.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why Meetup was created in New York after 9/11, so that people realized they didn't know their neighbors as well as they could. And so there's everything from knitting groups to business groups to learn to do public speaking to science groups to canoeing groups to everything. So you can pick something and find somebody that has something in common with you.
Yes, we were really right around the forefront. And now there's a proliferation of various business groups in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's how I started meeting. Actually, Meetup is probably how I actually met you, because I was doing it in 2009 after I graduated. I was actually running a brand new, it was a really high-end RV park, and I had this brand new conference center, like a 6,000 square foot building. We lived upstairs, and the downstairs with a huge conference room that I was supposed to rent out, but we hadn't really started business yet. So Meetup was on the scene, and I started just holding, I'd invite, because I was part of the Chamber of Commerce, again, very similar. And so I invited our mortgage broker out to come and speak to the local business people. And we had our, a very big community policing contingent as well. So we had this great network of people between the Chamber of Commerce and local businesses and stuff like that that would meet in our room. And by using Meetup, we could get the message out much easier as to what the topic was. And social media was still pretty new. I was one of the first people. There was 2 of us on the chamber that were of Langley that were on Twitter.
Great. I think I met you at a big event, and then I was invited to little coffee get-togethers where
Mhm.
you had between 6 to 10 people
Yeah, I used to do what I used to call it Thick
down.
on Friday, and we would just meet for coffee. And usually about 9 or 10 women would just show up, and it's actually where the ladies' meeting kind of came from. I used to do it in Abbotsford, and I was doing marketing and training and things like that. And it just ended up being women that wanted to keep learning. And so when the kids grew up and moved out, and I moved to Vancouver, there was all these amazing coffee shops to meet at, especially like Revolver and places like that as well.
Oh, there's so many interesting coffee shops. I love Vancouver.
Me too. It was a little noisy for me. When I moved to Vancouver, I went for about 6 months without sleeping. So now I live in Whistler and it's so quiet, but I still love the city as well. So what are you going to be talking about tomorrow? Give us a little
I'm
tease.
going to be giving my story of how I evolved with social media. I was really holding against it just for privacy issues. And we were having a speaker with our Kitsilano Business Leaders Meetup.
Mhm.
We were having a speaker coming in to talk about Twitter. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, well, if we're going to have a speaker coming to talk about social media, I should find out a bit more how it actually, and that's how I started actually accepting the people who were inviting me on LinkedIn and on Twitter,
Mhm.
and I haven't looked back.
Well, and just the fact that you're using Meetup, I mean, that is a form of social media, right? So they
Yes,
led you
yes,
there. And you've watched, I know you and I both watched people like Matt Astafan and a lot of other people build their businesses on that. And I know you've had a lot of speakers.
maybe I met you at Mad Astafans.
I used
It
to come from Abbotsford on
seems
Monday
to
night.
just about everybody got together at Mad Astafans at one point or
Mhm.
another.
That's where I met Roger Killen, and I used to actually coach him on Twitter.
Excellent. He hasn't done anything with it.
But you know what? His drive to seek to understand it is awesome because he understands everything so well, and then he implements with such
Yes,
diligence. And
yes.
um, he sets a goal and he walks through all of the steps and follows through and reaches them. And just watching how he's grown over the years as well has been really amazing.
His focus is so strong on producing major events. You
Mhm.
can't do everything. So, at some point you have to outsource. He has to
Mhm.
outsource the social media of it.
Mhm. Well, and he's really evolved as well. I know we went to actually a large luncheon with an event planning company, and we had a great time there too because he's always looking. It was the technology side of event planning, and so we went to this small conference at either the Hyatt or the Hilton in Vancouver, whatever one's down by the yacht club there by Stanley Park.
Bayshore?
Oh yeah, that was it. Bayshores, beautiful location. So that was a really fun day to spend learning more about event planning and all the technology that you can use behind it. And he's really up on all that, which obviously doing a TEDx event, he had to be. So,
Oh,
well,
down at the Bayshore, have you been on I think it's called the Pacific Yacht Charter anchor there? And they have weddings, they have corporate events, beautiful way to roll down the Burrard Inlet,
well,
drinking wine and
maybe we'll have to put our two
uh,
groups together one day and book a cruise.
enjoying the weather.
We'll have to pull our two groups together one day and book a lunch cruise or something.
Yes, absolutely.
And did I see that you've done some training on speaking on cruises?
Oh no, I had a speaker, Roy Prevost,
Oh, okay.
and he came to our kids meetup to talk about how to get your cruises for free by being a speaker.
Mm. And
And he had some workshops.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I met him through the Langley Chamber years ago because I was running a tourism type business, right? So,
Oh, that's very possible. And so a very, um, a longtime member of the Rotary Club.
yeah, wonderful. Both my kids have been to Rotary camps. So
Hmm.
I feel like I have to pay back there at some point. My daughter's went, was one of the youngest to go to RILA, and then my son went to Yale, which is Youth Action Leadership something. I can't remember what, but
Oh, perfect.
I think what Rotary does for our communities is pretty amazing. I think we have 2 or 3 clubs up here in Whistler. So I'm going to see you tomorrow at the ladies' meeting at the Sylvia Hotel at 1 o'clock. And I'm going to post this little chat that we've had onto our page.
12:30. I will be there at 12.
I'm going to be there early as well. My ride picks me up. I'm using Papa Ride to get from Vancouver to Whistler, from Whistler to Vancouver.
What kind of ride?
It's if you look up paparide.com, it's a local company that does ride sharing. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's right.
Hmm.
I think I heard of it because we had a speaker from UB, and he, as well as some other people, were starting up a ride sharing
Yeah,
specifically for around kids and UBC.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I mean, getting up and down Highway 99, less cars on it, the better. So you can actually rate your driver and things like that. And the difference is from Uber, I guess, from what I understand, is that the driver sets the rate. So it's not like a taxi cab. And it usually costs me $15 to get down and $15 to get back up. And it's cheaper than me bringing my car down. And I don't really need my car right now because I bike to work. So it works
Oh,
out.
for sure. That's excellent.
And because where I'm going is on Denman, just because Sylvia's just at the end of Denman Street, so I get dropped off at the Starbucks, and then I go and
Yes.
do some printing, and I go to the library, which I absolutely love because it's usually children's hour when I get there, and there's this gentleman that sings, and it's purely entertaining while I'm sitting on the computer doing my little sheets for a meeting. And then by the time I get up to the Sylvia, it's usually like about 11 o'clock, and there's people to meet and chat with. And then I just work my way back. I do some grocery shopping and wait at Starbucks to get whoever's going to pick me up. So it's been working out really well. And part of it's, I think, because it's Denman, it's right off the bridge, so it's not out of anyone's way either. So
Right.
and I
Oh,
stock
good.
vegetables at Kin's Market, and there's a great scoop shop there. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a Turkish style scoop shop with beautiful nuts and almonds on Denman Street. It's about it's right underneath, really close to underneath the hotel that's at the other end, like the middle of Denman there, before the community center. But everything looks so fresh and yummy, from dates to all sorts of stuff. Food up in Whistler is ridiculously expensive. Like, for example, parsley at Kin's Market is 69 cents for a little thing of parsley, and we'll pay $2.99 up here, just to give you an example. So I
Oh,
stock.
we grow it in our garden. I
Oh,
just
I'm
sauntered
totally
out
gonna
there.
do
I'm
that
just,
as soon as
sauteing some vegetables, and I just run out there and do a few clips.
I can grow sprouts in the house, but it's still too chilly to grow anything outside yet. I tried once a few little things, but we still have snow on the ground here in places. Not too
Oh
much.
no, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful sunshine.
Yeah. Oh, I biked home today, and it was quite warm biking home today, but it's the first really warm day up here
Yes.
in the mountains.
Well, I'm biking down to Jericho for sailing.
Oh, I can't wait to go and do that. I'm on a paddleboard and stuff this summer too when I come down, so maybe we can hook up and get out on the water together.
Oh, do you kayak?
Absolutely.
Well, when you come down, we can go in a double kayak and go over to Wreck Beach for lunch. Bring a picnic lunch.
I've never ever been to Wreck Beach.
You haven't?
On my bucket list.
Beautiful kayaking over there.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Maybe there's a day I can get a Monday off and come down the night before and
oh, sure.
Out for the day. I don't know how that'll work, but at some point.
Well, I've been working really hard with our Kislana Business Leaders Meetup. So I've been very busy getting together a whole lineup of speakers for the entire summer, so I can concentrate on my sailing and everything instead of running around trying to get speakers. And I'm really excited about our May one. I managed to get Adam Wick, so we're going to have an awards-winning millennial founder so he's going to be talking about how to take a business from the initial aha startup moment to explosive growth in a competitive field.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
he is just winning awards left and right.
And what's his name?
Adam Wicks.
Adam Wicks. I haven't heard of him.
With
Yeah, Lori and I are putting
Wicks
together.
Electric.
Oh, okay.
North Vancouver. He was the top 30 under 30, and just recently he won the Small Business BC's Best Business Award.
Sounds like a go-getter. Well, I will talk to you more about this tomorrow. I'm gonna let you get off the phone and.
Yeah, and I'm so ecstatic that we finally got this thing to work.
I know. I have to say you were very steadfast and very focused on it. I'm really proud of you. So that means we can do this again sometime.
I was getting all the wrong information at the store.
Well, that's awesome because we're going to start doing like roundtable discussions online and stuff. So, and then you have such valuable insight into things. So it would be great to have you on them.
Great so much. You have a great night.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.